luckily for me, when the Super Furry Animals played their debut show at Mercury Lounge, which I videotaped, backstage was Brian Cannon. And they're like, hey, next time you're in London, stay with us.
Oh,
I go back to London and Brian's staying at Noel's old apartment right down the street from Spread Eagle. So now I'm staying in Noel Gallagher's apartment that he wrote everything off of What's the Story, Morning Glory, with the guy that designed his album cover.
Welcome. We are Neil,
Luke and Dave.
340-somethings reminiscing on the runners and riders of 90s guitar music.
We look at the bands who soundtracked our youth on both sides of the pond and interview some of our heroes from the bands that defined a generation.
You'll hear about the good, the bad and the ugly of 90s guitar music.
This podcast is Stupid and Contagious. Episode 159 of the Stupid and Contagious podcast. First one back after Luke's holiday. I enjoyed last week's one. It was quite nice, man, not to have to do anything. Well, I had to edit it, but I didn't have to listen to myself.
No. They're a cool band, right? Egg Punk, man. Egg Punk.
Still don't know what it is. Don't know what
no one does. I don't like it either. No, I'm not happy with that.
What is it? You must have an idea of what it is.
Well, it's just last couple of years people have started using it, but it's
punk.
Nonsense. Yeah, it's like punk, egged up punk.
What's it mean? What's that mean? You haven't explained anything. All you've done is just said
I have to explain everything to you like a baby. Egged up punk. What more do you want?
I'm not buying into it.
No, I'm not either. No.
That's what's up. It's been a couple of weeks now, hasn't it? I've got my EMF t-shirt on in memory of Derry, unfortunately passed away. Sad one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, there's some really nice things have been said. He's obviously just everyone, really nice guy. Everyone loves him, didn't they? So
seems like it, yeah.
Very nice tributes to him. But sad. So got my EMF t-shirt on.
Good
man. Love to all the boys, isn't it? EMF boys.
Yeah.
Their families. Martin, another one. Hey, she went yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean,
quite a shock.
I was never I wouldn't say she was in my collection or anything, but, she seemed very nice. She did a lot for charity, didn't she? She's famous for giving a lot of her money to charity. So
she did indeed. Oh, she's got some great tracks as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, Jolene, that's the only one I really know. 9 to 5.
I Will Always Love You.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah,
it's her biggest hit, yeah.
She wrote them on the same day.
Yes,
apparently.
That's right.
Have you done that thing
that's
where you
slow
Jolene down to 33? It sounds really good. It was a big thing back in the day. If you slow it down, a 45 to a 33, it sounds like a totally different song, but equally as good. Yeah.
Does that mean you've got it on vinyl?
I haven't, but I thought I must have YouTubed it, and they probably do it on there.
I've got the White Stripes version of it on vinyl.
That's good as well, isn't it?
It's brilliant. It's a great cover. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is good. Yeah, another sad one. Circle of Life, I guess. Although
Circle of Life. What's the circle?
Good song, isn't it? Isn't it Circle?
No, it's not.
Elton Bun.
Yeah.
Hate that song.
You just quoted it.
Oh shit.
It's not good. Yeah.
Dave, do you want to sing a bit of Circle of Life for us?
I don't know it.
Oh, come on.
Circle of Life.
Nothing like that at all. It's not that, Dave. That's not going to help you.
I can't remember how it goes.
All right, tell us about your own.
Sold a lot of copies, that Lion King soundtrack.
It did. Fucking did, yeah. Andy sold a lot of the Diana ones as well, didn't he? The biggest selling single of all time, amazingly, isn't it?
No, it's not.
What, by Therapy?
Diane. Yeah.
Wish that was it.
It's not the biggest selling.
Candle in the Bin.
Candles in the Bin, yeah. Mother Teresa.
It's the biggest selling single of all time.
It's not.
It is.
It probably is.
I'm not lying.
Fuck off. No, because when it came out, they were like, it's going to be number one until for 2 years. It's number one for 8 weeks.
Yeah, but don't you remember the news? People were going out and buying 20 copies because they thought it was some historical sort of testament.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good song, isn't it? The original is.
No, I don't like it.
I quite like it.
Dave, you like a bit of Elton John. How do you rate that on your Elton John playlist?
Well, I do quite like Elton John, and that I would rate low, but it is kind of a good song. It's a bit like Yesterday or something. It's one of those songs that kind of just feels like it's always been there, even though it was just discovered rather than written.
It's it's a good song. I like the lyrics of it, but then that's not Elton John, is it? So I like Bernie.
Yeah. What's your best Elton track, Dave?
Well, probably Sacrifice and Rocket Man.
Sacrifice is the worst, you bastard.
I like Sacrifice.
That is a good song. You're outvoted on that.
Yeah, so it seems. Unbelievably. I thought I knew you, man. Both of you.
Rocket Man, though, you got to like that.
Rocket Man's good. Yeah.
Luke, what's your favourite?
I'm still standing. It's got to be in it.
That's good, yeah. It's good. It's a good video as well, isn't it?
What about your best Cliff Richard song?
Oh, okay. I really like...
Save me.
What is it?
Save His Day.
You bastard. Save His Day. Disgusting.
It's got a whistle thing in it.
That's better than the Lord's Prayer.
Millennium Prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, anything's better than that, but fucking Sacrifice is better than the Millennium Prayer.
Come on. What's your favourite Richard song?
Lucky Lips.
Oh, no.
Do you know that one?
That must be one of his 60s ones, isn't it?
It's one of his 50s. One of his 50s ones.
Right.
Oh,
that's
brilliant.
Got to be Wired for Sound for me. That video
sounds good. The video. Nothing will ever beat the video for Wired for Sound.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. All right. So what's everyone? Well, Luke, what have you been up to? How was your holiday?
It's pretty good. Just got back yesterday. Been to Sri Lanka. It's good, man. It's great. Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Was it cheap?
Ish.
How much was a beer?
Here's the fucking thing, right? It was I was there for 12 days. I had 6 beers in 12 days. Usually that's a Friday night for me. Because it was difficult to. It's not. No.
Since when?
Sometimes I'll do 6 on a Friday.
6 beers.
Yeah. Well, they're smaller ones over here. The Coke can size. I'll do 6 of those.
All right, you're all right.
No, it's difficult to get hold of. And we went to this one place. They had a festival going on. Amazing festival called the Pedahera Festival. Like this big procession of elephants and like people doing fire and shit. It's amazing.
Like Glastonbury?
No, it's like Lewis fireworks, but with extra elephants and fewer teenagers throwing fireworks at cats, basically.
Brilliant.
That's how I described it. But because when the festival was on, it was illegal to sell alcohol.
Too right. Oh. It's a poison.
Just to respect the religion, I guess.
Yeah, good.
So it was quite difficult to get hold of booze. So I didn't drink too many.
Need booze, do you?
You must have gone out of your mind.
No, it's all right. It's made quite a pleasant change, you know. It's all right.
Mate, welcome to my last 15 years.
I had a couple second day, couple in the middle, couple on the last. That was it. So it was good though. Although I twisted my ankle on the 3rd day.
Hurts, doesn't it?
God. Oh, it really hurts, and it blew up. Well, that's the thing. Well, that's quite good.
I don't like to, but that'll never get better. I twisted my ankle in Australia in 2007. Still nickel.
Yeah. You reckon? It's not 100% now. I don't know, man. It really puffed up. It's like the ankle went down, then the rest of the foot kind of puffed up. I went to this Ayurveda doctor. Put some like leaves. Oh, well, it's kind of a special kind of medicine. You put this kind of leaf thing on it for a couple of days, and this special magic oil. Just asked a bloke in the hotel, and he's like, "Oh, you should go to this Ayurveda guy." And I was like, "All right, why not?" You know,
he's probably cursed your foot.
No, it helps.
Fall off.
It helps. No, it helps, man.
Like Mr. Miyagi, did he do that?
He did a little bit, yeah. And he had this like oil on it, and it really pushed it hard, and it's really agony. He did my shoulder. I've had a dodgy shoulder for about a year as well. He did my shoulder. It quite helped as well.
Yeah. How much?
So I went pretty cheap actually. Yeah. So I did that. Saw some wild peacocks, wild elephants, monkeys. It's good, man.
Fucking hell. It's all right, isn't it?
It's amazing. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Recommended. Yeah, everything. It's a perfect tourist place basically. It's got mountains, it's got sea, it's got culture. It's got everything.
It's not full of English people yet, though, is it?
No, quite a lot. Not quite a lot of Europeans.
That's
the place where I twisted my ankle was like a proper, like loads of like Instagrammer kind of tourists, basically. The place I was twisting my ankle at. But like after that, we went to this like tea estate, like high in the mountains, and that's when I could rest for 3 days for my leg. It's amazing. It's great. Just read 2 books in 2 days and watched the peacocks. It's great.
That sounds all right.
Yeah.
Did you make a peacock friend?
No, I wish I had. No.
Dave, what's been going on?
It's your nickname, isn't it?
What, peacock?
Yeah.
Small cock.
Go on, Dave. What have you been up to?
Oh, man.
Shed update.
Well, there's nothing new there. My son's gone to China, though, so I'm a bit worried about that.
Well, don't worry about that. What are you worried about? They got it sussed, man. I was watching. Have you seen did you watch their robot Olympic things? Like, we can't even fill up a reservoir here, and they've got fucking robots beating Usain Bolt. I say, bring it on. Let them take over.
Oh, yeah. I'm not anti-China or anything. It's just, it's
a long way from home, isn't it? It's a long way.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. He's all right. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
He does. He does. Is he with his mates?
Yeah, mostly. He's going to have a bit of time on his own at the end.
That's all right.
I'd shit myself if it was me.
Talking about...
Yeah, but he don't mind it, does he? So
Are they uni mates or are they pre-uni mates?
Uni mates.
Already. That's all right, isn't it?
And they're Chinese, aren't they? So they'll help him with the dialect. Are they Chinese?
Well, one of them's got Chinese roots, but I don't think they speak much Chinese.
Depends. Or Cantonese.
Is it?
Depends.
It's Mandarin where he's going.
From Biss.
Yeah, that's it. That'd be good. But no, shut up.
Don't worry, man.
Yeah. I watched this thing on TikTok. I didn't, and it was old footage of this. Dave, you might be aware of it. There's a competition in Finland. There was a world sauna competition. It got banned in 2010. Yeah.
Did it get banned? I knew that was a thing. Yeah.
Well, it's because the last one died, and the other one was left with like burns to 90% of his body. They literally boiled them in this thing. Had blisters and all sorts. Yeah. It was like 110 degrees. Is that hot for a sauna?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, right. yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but a bloke died. And the other one wasn't very well either.
You can have an illicit sauna contest when your sauna gets going, man. There's got to be people that want to join it, but it's banned. You can do like an underground sauna.
A bit like dog baiting and all that sort of thing.
Exactly.
In the bottom of your garden. Sauna competitions.
Could make a fortune.
Yeah. Just say you're the only one that does like 110 degrees. You don't give a fuck about the rules. That can be your thing. Call it Sauna 110. Man. Just get it, man.
It's probably one of the best ideas you've ever had.
It's right, isn't it?
Yeah. I like it. Team sauna.
Oh, man. These get-rich-quick schemes are easy, aren't they? Just get it done.
I mean, those blokes, I bet they're like really pissed off. Because it used to be like a yearly thing. And then they banned it just because someone died. Mate.
They'll travel from all over.
Yeah, man.
Charge them accommodation at in your house for the Airbnb. Sauna 110, get them in the competition. Entry fee. It's a license to print money.
He died because he had a cardiac arrest. He had a heart attack. It was too hot. It boiled him alive. Right.
You need to have something in place to dispose of the bodies.
Instant disposal. Just build another shed where you can just burn bodies.
No, build a pit underneath it with a trap door. So if they die, they just go straight into the pit.
Like a gunge tank.
Yeah.
Sorted.
You're welcome.
I want to talk about a few things. I was listening to Radio 1 yesterday because I didn't have my phone in the car, so I had to. And the music on it, and I don't mind pop music and stuff like that, but it was really rubbish. Sounded really trash. Every song. Really formulaic, really sort of, I don't know. You know what I mean? It was just nothing.
But is that, is that us or is it the music? Was it actually formulaic, right? It's difficult to tell, isn't it? Because you don't know whether it's just you being an old git,
Which brings me on to my other point. There was a song in the Australian charts this week that was removed because it was number 2 in the charts. It was removed because it had too much AI in it. But if people like it, does it matter? You know?
Yeah, you can't suppress stuff, can you?
Well, I don't think so. No.
People, they do all the time, though, don't they?
Yeah, but it's an interesting one, isn't it? If people enjoy the music, regardless of how it's made, then that's up to them, isn't it?
But is it part of like this? Is it like the same objection as like the sampling because it's made from AI? It's stolen property. I mean,
yeah, but I don't think that was
back in the day.
I don't think that was the reason it was removed. I think it was just because it had too much AI influence on the song itself.
But how can you remove something? Charts are charts.
Well,
you can ban it.
You
can
ban it like yeah, well,
relax.
that's what they. I guess
it still exists as a song. It's just not eligible for the charts anymore.
I guess that's what they did. They did. Yeah, it became ineligible for the charts. But it was like number 2, and it was like a huge song in Australia. It was a cover thing.
I think that's a good thing. I think suppress AI is a good thing.
You can't start suppressing stuff. I don't think you can.
Of course you
AI's
can.
here, man.
No, it's not. It's not an inevitability. It's not.
Oh, mate,
it can be regulated, and it should be regulated.
AI is increasingly becoming part of my everyday thing now. It's helping me a lot with stuff.
Good, I guess.
Yeah, I can't do my job without it. But it doesn't mean it needs to be in music, does it?
No, you can keep it out of certain areas, right?
You can, but then why? Why keep it out?
Because it's not music.
But it is, isn't it? It's just a different way of making it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It is music. It might not be.
Yeah, but you don't have to listen to it.
Yeah, okay. It is music. It is music. No, I mean, I don't like the music. I don't like the idea of it.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit scary, but I do think we're going to have to just get used to it.
It's not scary. It's just shit. It's just a bad thing to do for creativity.
Hey, those robots are pretty freaky, weren't they? On that, did you watch that robot Olympics?
I didn't watch it. No, I've been on holiday.
It beat Usain Bolt, didn't it? It ran faster than Usain Bolt.
Yeah, but of course, it's a robot.
So can
nothing impressive about that. Yeah. Oh, car went faster. True. Yeah, of course it did. Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
nothing impressive about it at all.
No, what?
A computer calculated faster than I did the sum faster than me. Of course it did.
I'm faster than the computer.
At what?
Everything.
Wanking.
What are we doing here anyway?
Yeah, come on. Get on with the episode.
All right. So we didn't mention who we've got on this week. So let's get into this week's episode with Douglas Vicenzi, and then Luke will tell you about who he is. Right, so if you are watching this, give it a thumbs up, get involved in the comments, and share it with your friends. The David Abruzzese video on YouTube's had another run. It keeps sort of doing that.
Oh, the spike. Oh, nice.
Watched loads this week, yeah.
Brilliant.
That's good.
Good old Dave.
Yeah, and then...
he hasn't died, has he?
Heading for another record month with the podcast, I think, so all good.
What? Oh, man.
I know. Got our generic indie t-shirts if you want to buy those. You can buy them online, but our YouTube shop sort of disappeared for some reason. I've got to try and get it back. I don't know. Something they've flagged. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I have to sort that out. So you can buy our mugs. So you can get both on our Shopify store. Sponsor the podcast. We haven't had a sponsor for a while. We like having sponsors.
Come on.
A, because it's moolah, and B, because it's nice, nice to talk about other stuff. So sponsor the podcast. We'll give you a shout out at the start and the end. If you're a band, we'll review your music. Luke will give you a nice review or a nasty one. He'll be honest. That's what he's here for.
It's up to you. Balls in your court.
You can roast your mates. Anything. It's reasonably priced. Get in touch. stupidandcontagiousPodcast@gmail.com. Especially if you like a record label or record store or something like that. We've been bigger to start a sort of long-term sort of collaboration thing going on. But anyway.
Oh man, you went all businessy there. Let's synthesize our media with your business. I don't know. I was trying to go all businessy.
That's good. You look more businessy than I do today because you got those fucking.
Got these headphones. It's crappy headphones. It's a fucking thing. I bought new earphones before I went away, and I lost them. I left them in a hotel room. Brand new they were.
Dickwad. So what'd you do?
I know. That's it.
Well, could you buy? You get Sri Lanka. You could buy earphones, can't you?
I guess so. Okay. Don't know. I have to buy some new ones, won't I?
Doesn't explain why you wear
out there.
Some of them, yeah.
They've got ears, right? In Sri Lanka.
Most people, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll have earphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave's right. It still doesn't explain why you're wearing those now.
Maxwell.
I think Justin Hawkins has got some like that, and we're trying to be as big as Justin Hawkins' podcast.
Right.
So that might be.
If I put one ear off, if I put one ear off, people might think I'm DJing.
I do.
And look down.
Yeah.
People might think I'm DJing. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they would. Right. So, Douglas, tell us about him and why we got him on.
Well, don't know too much about him, but most of it's in the interview, basically. So I'll just tell you briefly. He's called Douglas Vicenzi, and he's got an Instagram page called British Pop Time Capsule.
Do you say Douglas or Douglas?
No, it's like that old joke, though, isn't it? What do you call a man with a spade in his head? Doug. What do you call a man without a spade in his head? Dave?
Douglas.
Yes.
No, Douglas.
Douglas. It does. If he's got a spade, it's Doug. Without a spade, Douglas.
10 years.
How can you not get the joke?
I kind of do, but
there were a lot of those jokes, weren't there? What you call a whatever with something in their head, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Can't think of
man
any more.
With a seagull on his head.
Cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one without a seagull on his head.
It's not such Cliffless is not a name. So yeah, he's got an Instagram page called British Pop Time Capsule, and he explains it in the interview. But basically, in 96, well, around 95, 96, he took loads of video of Britpop bands, basically British bands. So he's an American guy. He was a big Anglophile, into English music. And basically, if UK bands went over to New York, he would film them and interview them and stuff like that. And then in 96, he went to the UK a couple of times, met a load of British bands, filmed their live performances, and interviewed them and stuff like that. And basically, he's had all of this, like, what do you call it? This film stuff. What's the word for it?
Footage.
Thank you. He's had all this footage basically for the last 30 years. I know.
Is that you? Because that's me every week. Yeah, footage.
He's had all this footage for the last 30 years, and he's just started this project where he's hoping to basically interview the bands again and show them the old interviews and the live footage and stuff like that. And he's got this whole project going on. And we just thought it was a really fucking cool thing to do. So we got him on the podcast, basically, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Story.
That's it in a nutshell. Yeah. I think we just roll the interview and then we'll have a chat afterwards, shall we?
Let's do that.
Here's Douglas Vicenzi. Enjoy. Douglas, thanks so much for joining us. It's 6 a.m. where you are.
It is.
God,
it is.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Where are you zooming in from? Tell the listeners.
I am in New York, so I'm an American living in the suburbs of New York. But in my youth, I was a denizen of New York City, the West Village and the East Village. So Lower Manhattan is how
Nice.
How I became a person, a citizen of the world.
Sure. Is that where you're from originally? Because most people kind of gravitate to New York rather than being born there.
Yeah. Good point. My parents are from New York. My mom and dad were from New York, and then they had kids, and I lived in the suburbs. So I'm from Connecticut. I was born and raised in Connecticut, but it's like a 45-minute. It's a different state, but it's very much influenced by New York and informed by New York. And as kids, we would, skip school, go to the city. In our college days, we would, go see shows in New York. So that definitely, I benefited, living so close to New York, liking bands that if they're going to play America, they're going to play New York.
Yeah, right.
You benefit from that. You get to see a lot. You're exposed to a lot. Now, whether you get a chance to see it is another story, but you're exposed to, every touring band. So when I was a young guy, I'm the youngest of 4 boys. So I had 3 older brothers. They all like music. I love music. When you're 12 years old and you're going to see U2, and you're 14 years old going to see Echo and the Bunnymen, and you're 15 years old going to see The Cure, all of a sudden you're like, man, these are like, this is foundational. Like, this is what makes you,
yeah, for sure,
who you are. And being an American, those bands were very much alternative bands, underground bands no one would have heard of them. So it was like your secret. It was like your secret society. Like you're an Anglophile. You like these bands from another country who are doing really well in their country, but in our country, they're like, obscure. So it was really cool. It was the best of both worlds. You could like, a platinum artist in the UK, and in America, you could say their name and they'd be like, who's that?
Wow, that's interesting. I don't even think of The Cure as being like a British band. They're like an international thing, aren't they? Like The Cure.
Yeah. Or like liking the Smiths, it's like people would have said, or first they would have listened to the music and been like, what is this? And now you hear it, you're like, how could they not get it's a guitar band, rhythmically incredible. Lyrically, I could get they could say, what's this guy going on about? But like you hear it now in context, it's like, oh, that doesn't sound very different. But back then it was like, you were like a weirdo for liking that kind of music. It's like, really? Like, you're the weirdo for liking Michael Jackson. Like,
sure. The Smiths is a good example. Their references are very British, aren't they? They're very kind of like 60s and 70s, like British movies and stuff. It's like the Smiths kind of references, right? Did you get them when you were a young lad?
Not first off, but you could figure out who the cover stars were, and the more you read about Morrissey, the more you realize he was, like you're kind of buying into the whole thing. You're not just liking the music, and I think that's a big difference between now and then. In my mind, the music became your identity, and the way you dressed, and maybe your haircut, and it was kind of like you were willing to take one for the team. By liking this band, you were willing to say, look, I like this band, and you may think I'm, a freak or a weirdo, but like, that's me. Like I'm doing this. And in America, that was very much like a scene. Like if you were in a clique that liked alternative music, you probably weren't the jock, or you weren't the starting quarterback, or the guy with the hot car, or like the good looking people. Not to say freaks weren't good looking, but like those cliches, like the alternative kids were
the John Waters cafeteria.
John Hughes could have made a movie about us. It was very easy. We were very archetypal, like we liked music, and being from New York, you could listen to the music on the radio, so you weren't that obscure. There was some like there was DRE and LIR and out of New York on Long Island, and they played a lot of British music. And that's how I was able to hear releases in the UK in real time. So when a Smith song was going to be released, they'd be hyping it all week. Oh, listen Tuesday for the first, listen of Shoplifters of the World. And you'd listen to the Shoplifters of the World and you'd be like, oh my God, this is like the best music ever. And meanwhile, no one else knew about it. It was a very, that duality was like very addictive. You liked really good music that no one else knew about. And it was like, your little win,
Yeah. That's cool. Okay. Well, tell us a bit more about yourself and your project first. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. So, in 1994, this is like, to me, this is like, this paints a picture. In 1994, I moved to New York City. I have a friend who has a girlfriend who's moving back to Sweden. He's like, why don't you just take over her apartment, and maybe you'll get your name on the lease. And looking back, trying to find a New York apartment now, you realize how incredibly lucky I was. So I'm like, sure, I'll sublet her apartment. It was very cheap. It was in the West Village. And she meets me. I go there and I want it. First, I walk in the door. I want it. And it's not the nicest apartment, but I want it. And so we're agreeing to it. And then as I'm leaving, she goes, oh, by the way, this is Bob Dylan's first New York apartment. I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah. In 1961, Bob Dylan moved from Minnesota, and he was, crashing on couches, but this is his first New York apartment. I was like, oh, cool. Like,
wow, that is cool.
So cool. So now that's July of 94. I'm in Bob Dylan's New York apartment. I'm feeling it.
Got to feel the inspiration, man. Yeah.
I'm walking around the West Village, and I'm just like, man, this is a great time to be alive. And in August of 94, what is released? Definitely Maybe.
Sure.
Now, as an Anglophile, I had all the Oasis singles. Blur, Park Life had been released a few months before.
Yeah.
All this music is the soundtrack to my life. But definitely maybe is like, man, this is it. October of 94, I see Oasis at Wetlands. It was their second show, but it was a hard ticket to get to, and they were well hyped. So it's like this is kicking off, man. Like, so I'm like in New York. Hey, there's no real bars around here to listen to music. So I just decide to DJ. I've never DJed in my life. I don't own vinyl. I just get CDs. And I go to a bar and I say, hey, can I play music here on one of your nights that you're not promoting? They say, sure. So I think it was like a Tuesday night, or it might have eventually been a Thursday night. But anyways, on a Tuesday night, they said, you can DJ. But we don't really have anything for you to play on. So I had to buy Discmans, like the little Discman. And I bought a mixer. And I put the two CDs into the mixer, and then I put the out into their system. So I was a mobile DJ, and I just played the music I liked. And one of the first shows I promoted, I handed out flyers, was at Gene's debut in New York at Mercury Lounge. So I handed out flyers. I said, hey, I'm gonna play this night. I called it Strange Ways. It was a
Smith's reference.
Smith's reference, because I thought, we're all strange people. They have no idea what Strange Ways is. It's a prison. It's a brewery. It's Boddington. But they have no idea. But to me, it's like this is super clever. And I DJ, and it's super successful. And I start meeting people, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. I can DJ. Like, I know I can do this. I can hit play, crossfade, stop, crossfade, play, stop. I can do this. I can figure this out.
DJ.
And, I was just loving it. I was getting music sent to me by the labels. I was starting to learn the label system, who to call to get, promo stuff, flats, CD, singles. And I was doing release parties. And then I would call a label and I'd say, hey, I got this DJ night. Your band's in town. Why don't you have them come down to my DJ night, and I'll give them beers and they can play music and it'll be fun. And that worked out. I had Shed 7 come to my night. I got to meet Rick Witter and Alan and those guys. And I'm starting to build like a repertoire. I'm starting to build like who's at labels. I'm starting to realize, managers are pretty important, and I'm meeting the labels. And I decide I'm going to try and do a magazine. I think if I could write about music, I could share and I could promote and I could like expose bands. Because to me, it was all about exposure. If only people could see and hear these bands, they'd love them. They're like good looking. The music was so catchy. It was just exposure. So I thought I was going to write a magazine, but then I realized I'm not really into that. That's paper stock, working with a publisher. That was beyond me. So I decided I'm going to try and do video. I had friends who were in the video world. I had friends who were editors, and I said, we'll start a collective. I'll do my part, you do your part, you'll do your part, and collectively we'll create these video magazines on VHS. This is 95 going into 96.
I was going to say that's a very different world for video back then, right?
This is 10 years before YouTube. This is 10 years before YouTube. Yeah. This is, if you were going to host video, you had to pay a lot of money to have your files 100%. Hosted, and it just wasn't really. But I'm just going to do it. Like I think this is the best way to promote bands is video. So one of the first bands I do is Marion. I meet him at CBGB's.
Love Marion.
Awesome. I had a friend videotape me. It's the only time I'm on camera, and it's awesome. It's vindicating. Like, I know this is cool. I get them at CBGB's. I get them interviewed. It's amazing. And I'm trying to do the next one, and I realize everyone's busy. Oh, my girlfriend and I are having a fight. Oh, I can't do it. I'm busy that night. Oh, it's tonight. Oh, I can't do it tonight. So then it just became, I do everything. I become the autocrat, not by design, just by necessity. So then I start thinking of, well, bands coming to New York is one thing, but I can go to London and knock out. I'm looking at the bands playing. I could knock out like 5 interviews in a week. I just got to figure out how to get there and who to stay with and how to pay for it. And I'm talking. It was a big list of things to do. But I'm at a bar and I see some people with British accents, and I'm like, hey, I think I'm going to go to England pretty soon to film some bands. Oh, stay with us. got their name and number.
Yeah.
I told this story in one of my posts. I meet this guy Bruno Wizard, who was clothes shopping at a store in the West Village, and he's like, "Oh, I come to New York all the time. Come stay at mine in London." Get his name, boom. So I have places to stay. My costs are eliminated. I can stay at people's homes, and it worked out. That first trip, I interviewed 6 or 7 bands, and it's like I went to Manchester to film. What did I do up there? I did like Long Pigs in Manchester. I went to Guildford to do Manson. I was in London a lot. I think I went to Liverpool. And when I went back to London, people were like, "Why did you go up north?" I'm like, "Why wouldn't you go to Manchester?" Then I started realizing there's this whole north-south divide, and so it was really like it was really fun. But yeah, it was like learn how to do this. So I would call people, "I want to interview your band. I'm this American. I got a camera. I want to film you." "Well, you should talk to our international department." "Okay. Can you put something in writing?" "Sure. Actually, because they're signed to our US label, you should actually get the US publicity people to sign off on this." And you'd be amazed by how many people just want to pass the buck and not help you out.
Yeah.
So I decided, okay, I knew a manager. "Hey, manager, can you help me out?" Done. Then it became who you knew. And it just,
that's the
way. Just blossomed from there. Who you knew got things done, and then they knew you. So every time those guys were in New York, they were staying at Bob Dylan's apartment, they were drinking with me, they were going out to bars, they were being shown a good time. So it was just such an easy 96, 97. There was a ton of bands touring.
Oh, mate, yeah.
You know, Oasis created a interest in UK music. The labels were trying to monopolize on it. It was like the Beatles, what the Beatles did 30 years earlier for British bands and the British invasion on a smaller scale. The same thing happened. And, you know, it was amazing. And I was still DJing, and I was still, you know, meeting these bands and filming bands. So when they came to New York, I'd film them. When I go to London, I'd film them. And then started going to festivals. And then it was like, wow, this is just like a whole world that most Americans have no idea, you know, exists.
Just to rewind a little bit, how did you become an Anglophile? What did British music have that American music didn't have at the time, do you think?
Yeah, you know, being American is easy, right? You're just it's just there. The music, it's awesome. It's authentic. It really is like there's not like a lack of, you know, a lack of good music. But if you did listen to some music and like I said, I had older brothers and they were playing, you know, really, you know, like I remember listening to like early New Order, like Blue Monday New Order, like in '83, and like being like, wow, this is not like American stuff. And then it just became like its own reward. Like, oh, I know this other band, or getting an Enemy or a Melody Maker and finding out these other bands and realizing, oh, I think I like these bands. And, you know, at the time, I mean, it was good, man. There was like, you know, I was talking before, like Echo and the Bunnymen, New Order, you know, then you start getting to like the Cult was coming out. And you know, the Cure, the Smiths, to me was like, that's the gold standard, man. Like that music, if you listen to it, listening to music in the time it comes out is powerful, right? If I listen to the Smiths now in my 50s, it's cool. It's you get it. But when you're 16, when you're 16 years old in 1986, listening to the Smiths, that stage of your life, you're figuring out who you are. That if that makes sense to you, that is like foundational. It's just so then you can figure out like, oh, if I like this band, I probably like this other band. So
it's like a gateway.
How easy was it to get Enemy and Melody Maker out there?
So, you know, you have to rethink the world. This is where retail was like you're using gateway. Like if you found an indie store that stocked, you know, imports,
Yeah.
They had everything. They could import everything. Every magazine, could be imported. Every CD single could be imported. So for me, there was a few in Connecticut. New York had endless, indie stores you could shop. And yeah, you could buy singles, and I was hearing the songs on the radio in New York, and I could go to these indie retail stores and buy it. And it was like, it wasn't that it wasn't that much money, and probably for me buying imports versus a guy in England buying imports, it was probably easier for me. I probably had more CD singles than guys in England.
Sure.
But so yeah, it was just like I said, like the identity, being the outsider, thinking your music is better than other people's music, and not really having to prove it, just having that silent, confidence, like, Johnny Marr is a guitar hero. Who's your guitar hero? Like it was laughable. Like you were just, in a different league. So
sure. Did you have a plan for what you wanted to do with the videos? Like at the time, did you know what you wanted to do with them?
I knew, if I could get a website, I could probably, figure that out. So a lot of it was do it and figure it out. And part of it was knowing that I was really good at like networking and being in a room and figuring out who was who, and bonding with people. And then it was simpatico. They bonded with me. I was a lot of people's American friend, like,
right. Yeah.
They probably had their stereotypes are Yanks, septic tanks, we're all idiots, and then they meet me and they go, oh, you're not like that. Not to,
sure.
Not to brag or boast.
I know what you mean. We know what you mean.
It was just easy. I looked a little bit different. I dressed a little bit different.
Yeah.
So when they met me, they're like, oh, you're the guy from New York. It was a lot of fun. And I was in London enough to where I would see people. So I was at shows, and, I was going to festivals. So once you have those, the easiest way to meet someone for life is to have a beer with them.
Sure.
You're like buddies, and you see them the next time. You're like, hey, I know you.
And did you do anything with the interviews and the footage and everything at the time? Were you publishing articles and shit like that?
No, well, I made VHS copies, and I got retail distribution. So I made the cassette case, which is another example of, I'll get my designer friend to do it, and then it falls through. So I ended up learning. This is 1996. I learned Quark. So I learned how to design things. I made the package. I went to a industrial, duplicator, and I got the stuff done. And then I found retail distribution, and they took copies, and it was kind of like consignment. They didn't pay you until they got paid. So it was very, a learning curve. I learned I didn't like that. I learned I didn't really like bookkeeping and, keeping on top of people for payables. But I could really, do interviews. So, my plan was to like sell stuff and, make enough money to get the next one going. But I eventually got a call from a guy at a label who was interested in licensing the band Space. And he knew I knew the band. And he's like, what do you think about this band? And he took me in, and we started talking. And in a couple of conversations, he's like, everything about British music. Like, you should work for us. So I got offered a job, and I was at Universal Records. So it was a manager level job. I didn't have to intern. I didn't have to do the mailroom. I didn't have to become a coordinator. I went right in at manager level, and I ran their college department, and life got real all of a sudden. And I was working a job, and I was traveling for that job, and I kind of didn't have the time to do the video stuff. So it kind of got me to where I needed to be. And then I got a job in the music industry, and I was like loving life. Then I got to meet all the people in the music industry and all the kids that ran college radio and college marketing. And that in the 90s was amazing. And, labels were still spending money, budgets were still big. It was fun.
Oh, huge.
And then things changed. The internet came along, Napster came along. consolidation. Universal bought Polygram. The world changed, and I got that job with the Japanese company. So I was kind of like bobbing and weaving, going with the I thought where I could have fun and experiences, and do stuff that I thought was worthwhile. I never wanted to have a job where I felt I was just pushing papers and promoting things and trying to get a paycheck. I wanted to do stuff that made sense to me, which is sometimes detrimental to your income. You're not making the most money, but you're doing what you want to do. So that was worth it for me. Then eventually I got back into the music industry and worked at EMI. And this is right where digital stuff was taking off. So I was poised as like iTunes and all the other DSPs were selling music digitally, and MySpace was helping market bands. I could get all the videos, premiere of the week, video of the day, featured single of the week. So digitally, I was positioned because I had this video background and I knew how to make things. I knew how to talk the talk and walk the walk. I got to be on the digital marketing side in the 90s, in the 2000s, and the noughts, when that was really powerful. But then eventually that ran its course and I had to get out of the music industry. But I had a good run and I got to meet a lot of people, which is really what this project is. It's a testament to do what you do what you're passionate at, and things will happen for you, and doors will open, and your bliss will come to you. And it's not meant for everyone. A lot of people need to make money. They have commitments. They have mortgages. They had, at that stage in my life, I didn't have that. And maybe by design, I didn't have that. But I really took advantage of it. And it gave me a life where I have friends and contacts and experiences. And for all those years, we went to every show, met every band. We're backstage at every show, drinking everyone's rider, eating everyone's food backstage, all those fun things that weren't like money in the bank, but they were like, I got to meet everybody. I hung out with Noel and Liam. I hung out with everybody.
Well, let's get to it. Like, let's get to the band. So who are some of the bigger bands that you were filming and interviewing and everything like that? Give us some of the big ones that you did.
So 1996 is the year I did it all.
This is in the UK and in New York.
Yeah. I did one or two in 97. I think I did 18 Wheeler in 97, maybe someone else, but everything else. So I did 35. I did 35 bands.
Oh, wow.
So imagine you have to get 35 bands approval by bypassing the label system, management system, independent press system. You have to know the people. So it was that learning curve. But anyways, I did 35 bands. 20 of those bands I have live footage, so you can see and hear bands playing. Of the 35 interviews, 20 of the interviews were the first time the band were talking to an American journalist.
Wow.
All right.
Bands like Audio Web or like Joe Costa, like all those.
Joe Costa. Oh man, that's
that guy Tim has gone on to do great things. But there's a lot of lower bands that I could meet because those are the bands I wanted to promote. There was no sense in trying to get Oasis and Blur and Pulp, and even though I did get Pulp, because those bands already had the exposure. I wasn't going to be the guy to get you anything special. So 20 bands talked to me for the first time. And then of those ones, I have 7 bands playing their US debut. So that would be the first time they played in New York. So that's like Super Furry Animals, Cast, Blue Tones, Marion, Heavy Stereo, 60 Foot Dolls, and Coast. Super Furry Animals, that was big. That was their first year.
Yeah, man.
It was so.
Which was who were the coolest to hang out with?
I'll tell you some. Like Pusher Man, hanging out with Andy Frank, who has since passed away. Hanging out with those guys at Water Rats in London in '96, and they're playing their I have it recorded. Them playing their sound check for me. Unbelievable. Like if I show you this footage, and the guy Yank, he passed away, the lead singer, Andy Frank passed away, and you're watching this stuff. It is like, it'll move you. It's like, some of my footage, it's historical. It's, it's first band's interview, first band shows. But some of the stuff is like, it's heavy. It's like emotional.
Right.
But as far as hanging out with bands, they were all so happy where they were in their life, So if they were, I'm meeting them on a tour, I'm meeting them in America. So it was so easy to have a good time, So and getting into not getting into trouble, but like a band comes from the UK, they come to New York, then they realize New York bars don't close until 4 a.m. Right. And if you know the door guy and if you know the bartender, you drink for free all night. So there was a lot of bands going well beyond their their norm when they hung out in New York, or they hung out, So, a lot of fun times. But hanging out with Rick Witter, I've since reconnected with Rick, and we've talked. He's helping me with this project, and
brilliant. We spoke to Rick as well.
He remembers it. Like, he remembers that time we hung out 30 years ago. And then since doing this project and doing the Instagrams and putting up, footage, someone from the band will say, "Hey, thanks for posting that," and then we'll talk. And I was talking to the guys in Perfume. They're like, "Yeah, man, you lived in Bob Dylan's apartment," and like they remember a conversation from 30 years ago. Now I do. They do. I'm like, wow, this project really has legs, because in order to talk about music and being there, that's a great start. Now I can show you what you looked like in 1996. So now you have that feeling like, oh, that's what I looked like. What was I wearing? What was I doing? And then you start talking about, what did you do up until 96 to get your record deal? What have you done since 96? Some bands have done well, some bands haven't done well, but like this project is
so that's cool how the project is going to work. You're going to have like the original footage, and then you're going to interview them now. Is that the thing? And then you're going to put it out on the internet, or is that basically it? Okay.
So I have all the tapes. Yeah. Right.
Did you have to digitize them?
I've digitized most of them. So I have the footage, and I can edit it any way I want. But what I really want is the band to have the first go and get their reaction.
Right. So they watch it.
And then I can talk about the whole thing, how I did the original, how I tracked down the band, how the band has seen it, and then
that's great.
And what came of that. So each band has a different story arc. Each conversation will go in a different direction, and some of it will be like how the world has changed and how technology has changed. And I have things I can talk about, how, like, what was it like in 96 versus 2026, culturally, how, we've changed. It's listening to music back then, it was very niche. You had to go to an indie store, you had to search music. It was very active, and how active music listening is not the same, and ownership is not the same. You used to have your seat. You're very good. You have all your vinyl behind you. I'm very envious of you. But like most people don't have CDs. They don't own their content.
No, well, I'm guilty of that. Yeah.
Or if you had DVDs back in the day, you'd have your DVDs on a shelf, and you'd let people judge your choices of directors. And if you had cool taste, that was like awesome. Now it's like, I have everything on a hard drive. I don't know what it looks like. I mean, think about all your time as a kid looking at gatefolds and learning about the band.
Still does it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Like learning about the band through what they gave you.
Yeah.
They gave me a record.
That's part of it. Yeah.
And that was, and owning it was a part of the experience. So now we don't have that. And Spotify is giving you an algorithm of bands you probably will like based on bands that sound very similar. So you're not really listening to different music, So that's where conversations can go. So the bands are the starting point. The footage is how we start the conversation, and then it goes and
that's cool.
That's great.
That's cool. Yeah,
so,
something like that.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is I'm putting the footage out there just to let you know I have this band. I have, band talking to me, but I'm not going to show you the whole footage. So I feel not like I'm not giving the people what they want, but it's going to come out eventually. But just, just know that it exists and it's going to come out and it's going to be cool. And, hopefully I can get it, where we can, obviously I don't have to do all 35 at once. I can just do it one.
Yeah, exactly.
Then the next one. And it's almost like what I did back in 96. I started one place and it got me the next place. So now as I start this Instagram thing and this show thing, it's eventually going to bring me to a place I could not have imagined just because I did the first and second and third step. So I'm really looking forward to where this will bring me.
So, I mean, because like
brought me to you guys, so
well, there you go. Yeah, well, we do this podcast, but you've got the advantage that you've got footage from these guys back in the day in their prime. No, that not many people can say that they've got all this footage.
True. One of my favorite movies is 24 Hour Party People, and big Coogan fan, which is like goes back to Anglophile. If you know Alan Partridge, that makes so much sense to you. Think about everyone in America not knowing who Alan Partridge is, and you
imagine that.
And you're like, wow, I have this secret that you don't have. So anyway, in 24 Hour Party People, they're referencing, when the Sex Pistols played in Manchester, the guys from the Buzzcocks were in the audience, and they're using like video to look like old. And I thought that was a really cool way of telling the story. They're referencing like a fake nostalgic memory. But I can go back. I can take you back to the real memory.
And
as far as like think about this. I just borrowed my mom's camera, so I have a VHS-C, which is the smaller VHS-C camera, filming this stuff. So it's not like I have a boom mic and I have lighting. I've thought this out. It's handheld, but it's not a case of is my footage as good as your footage? I'm the only footage.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah. 96 is an interesting time, right? So I think the music scene was changing quite a lot. Britpop, like the Britpop summer had happened in 95, and it led to a big explosion of loads of bands, basically, some better than others. I mean, how did you find it when you arrived in London in 96?
So like Britpop to me, it was marketing, so like I wasn't like, oh, I love Britpop. To me, I already liked indie UK music, whatever. So like that to me was just like a marketing tool. And interestingly, when you had to get an email handle, Gmail came out. This is years later, but like I use British Pop as my thing. So to me, British Pop was like how I describe it. Now, maybe that's not the greatest thing because pop could mean like, boy bands and,
sure.
Spice Girls. But to me, British Pop was like the popular music of like Top of the Pops, like bands that were on Top of the Pops were the bands that I liked. So coming there, it was, New York is very user friendly. It's a grid. You kind of get around. London is sprawling, and you don't really know north from south. You walk out the door, you don't know where you are. So in one way, London was very different. But you go to Camden in '96, and you're at the Good Mixer or you're at the Spread Eagle. It feels like home. It feels like home. And luckily for me, when the Super Furry Animals played their debut show at Mercury Lounge, which I videotaped, backstage was Brian Cannon, who ran Microdot. And I knew Microdot because I looked at every back of every CD or album I owned, and I knew Microdot was a designer for the Verve, and they were a designer for Oasis. So I met Brian Cannon backstage, and his guys, Martin Catherall and all those guys, and they're like, hey, next time you're in London, stay with us. I go back to London and, whenever that is, December of 96, I'm there. Brian's staying at Noel's old apartment right down the street from Spread Eagle. So now I'm staying in Noel Gallagher's apartment that he wrote everything off of What's the Story, Morning Glory, with the guy that designed his album cover. And I'm going down to the pub.
Surreal.
I'm going down to the pub at Spread Eagle, and I'm seeing every band that I'm trying to interview. So for me, my experience was like, this is like the best thing in the world.
Sure.
Other people go to London, go, oh, it's too expensive. It's this, it's that. But for me, it's like, no, it was like the epicenter of the bands I liked.
Yeah.
And I'm friends with these people. I'm not just like going there. I'm not just going there to see the band. I'm staying in their house.
In the heart of it.
Yeah.
Give us a couple more favorite bands that you were hanging out with.
Oh, So I'll give you an example. Like a band like Strangelove. They had singles out. I knew, the singles, and then I knew they were playing the London Astoria too. And I go there and they're playing and I see them and I have my camera and I say, hey, can you do an interview? I'll bring this back to America, and we do it. So it's like experiences like that and bands like that, like funny side note to that, behind me as I'm doing this is Damon Albarn. So I get to chat with Damon, and then when what's their one after their third album, the big Great Escape comes out, and he does their album release party at the bar I'm DJing at.
Oh wow. It's pretty cool.
So yeah, it's like so as far as bands, give me a second, because of
course. It's a long time ago. The notes, man.
So I interviewed John Squire when he was in the Seahorses. So Seahorses is a little bit of a different band, but talking about the Smiths being foundational, the Stone Roses first record,
of course,
is a soundtrack to my life, my youth. It is the most played record I have. It makes the most sense. It's the guitars, the drums. It's everything you could ever wish a band to be. So, interviewing the Seahorses and getting to talk with John Squire and talk about what it was like making music and that, it's the coolest, you get to meet your heroes.
We do it every week. Yeah, it's great.
But like seeing these bands play for the first time, Cass seeing his first show, Gene, all the Echo Belly, every big Britpop band you can imagine, they were definitely coming here, and we were all hanging out, and then I got a chance to interview them all. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Blue Tones, I did their first New York show, and I just dangled. We're just DMing, and I was talking to Mark Morris, and I said, when you came out to do your first song, you said, we're the Blue Tones from the UK, you must be the USA, which is a line from Spinal Tap. We're Spinal Tap from the UK, you must be the USA. And I was like, dude, any reference to Spinal Tap, I love it. And he's like, he goes, you have just opened such a box of memories. Like, wow. Right. So we're going to eventually talk and do this kind of stuff. So
it's great.
It's great.
I love the idea of it.
As much as like it's just like the music and it's factual. This is their first show. This is whatever. There's so many little things to it that are interesting. So maybe not to everybody, but for Mark Morris, he definitely knew. I made a lot of sense.
if you get the guys you interviewed back on, you can sort of juxtapose the two interviews. I think it'd be a really interesting sort of angle. Them then and then now, sort of.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I did this first. I wanted to get like a proof of concept, so I reached out to Rick Witter, and he was you know, like, yeah, I remember that. Let's do it. And so I showed him a little bit. I said, look, I'll show you the full interview. But I want to show you just a little clip because I want the full interview for the actual segment. But, you know, on a Zoom call, I want to show you a little bit of it. And we're at a pub. I went to York. I took a train up to York and I hung out with them in their hometown. And we're in a bar and he's it's just, you know, it's like 30 seconds. But in the 30 seconds, he's smoking a cigarette and he's smoking it to the filter. And he's noticing all these things like, what was I thinking? I was so I was so skint. And he's talking about what
getting the most out of it.
Yeah, he's talking about what he sees in the video, and he's like, you know, actually what I see is my son. It's like he's like I need a moment. I was like, you know, take your time.
That's
so
really
off this little 30-second clip of him just talking with me, smoking a cigarette, he had all these emotional responses. And then to see, you know, what would you say to your younger self? He had this whole thing about
that's the whole angle, isn't it?
I wouldn't have sweated all the little things. I would have realized the big picture. If I could gone back to my younger self, I would have said this and this and this. And that's when I knew, okay, this can work. Like artists seeing themselves, they have immediate responses, and it's like you talk about authenticity, like that's it. Like the source of this is authentic, right? It's video footage from 96, and their responses are authentic. So it's like once you have that as a part of the just like the like what this project is going to be about, it really is helpful. It really is, you know.
I love that. I love the
it's great. It's great. Yeah. All right, I've got a few quick fire questions, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Give us your most underrated 90s guitar band. Or it doesn't it could be the ones that you interviewed, doesn't have to be though.
Yeah. That's a good one, man, because there's so many. I'm trying to think of my own.
Oh yeah, from your list, yeah.
No, I'm saying my list is, but I'm trying to think of like the obscure ones.
That's
what we like. Rock bands, man. So records that you can go back to are obviously like an indicator of how good they were, and I can listen to some records. You know, listening to that first Marion record, I think you know those songs sound so good.
Brilliant. Yeah.
And there's a song called Sparkle that wasn't on their it was on like a compilation. Like that could have been a band's best song.
Right.
It happened to be Marion's follow-up track that's on another record. So it's stuff like that. Like,
yeah, that's a good answer.
Hearing songs that weren't the A side, you know, but you know, I'm thinking back to.
Oh, go on then. Give us your best B side. Oh, that's a difficult one.
That's a difficult one. You know, Oasis was on a run there, 94, 95, where
they're the king of B sides.
If you could get the single, guaranteed the B side could have been an A side. You know.
Well, that's the problem. They used all their good stuff up too early on.
Well, you know. You get your whole life to write your first record, then you get
that's it.
10 months to write your second record.
That's it. That's it.
Hey, there's a song by Shed 7 called Song 7, which was a B-side that I play all the time. That I think is like, you know, like a lot of these bands really had a good like cinematic feel. And if not cinematic, they're definitely songs that you know, you think about like soundtrack of your lives kind of songs. You have your headphones on and you're walking down the street. That's a song that you feel like you're king of the world. You're walking in such a upbeat, you know, it clicks. So song 7 from by Shed 7 would be a B-side that is one of my favorites.
That's a good one. Good answer. All right. Obvious next question, most overrated band.
Overrated band?
Yeah.
You know, So this is like relative to what killed Britpop. So I was there. I start my whole life. I'm listening to music in '94. It's really clicking off. It's becoming like indie culture is becoming pop culture. The indie kids are now the front page kids. Oasis is on the news every night.
Yeah.
Nebworth.
We were there.
Indie like Train Spotting is like the biggest movie of '96. Like all that stuff is like the underbelly is now the mainstream. And so I'm there and I'm witnessing all this. And then as '97 goes into '98, I'm noticing that it's kind of running its course.
Yeah.
And the band, to me, this is not overrated. The band for me that killed it was the band Reef.
When
Reef
killed Britpop.
But it's more than that. When they ran out of things to promote that were like genuine, they said, okay, we're going to make this the next band, and we're going to do it just by spending the money and buying the billboards and paying for the snipes. And we're going to get the publicity people are going to get the interviews and the front pages are going to be, their pictures on them. But the music was dead. And it this kind of showed that guitar music didn't have another chapter. It had a couple great chapters, but then it didn't have any more chapters. And so when I started, I'd be walking around London. I did a lot of walking back then. I had no money, so I had to walk everywhere. And I'd see snipes for like Hootie and the Blowfish, and I'd see snipe for Dave Matthews Band. And I was like, oh wow, they're pushing American bands here.
Okay,
Right.
That's kind of where the money's going. Reef put the nail in the coffin for Britpop. And then it kind of went in a different direction. And then the bands that wrote music, it used to be a band had one track that was like the ballad. Like Oasis had Don't Look Back in Anger, and it was like
Light Us in the Air.
Yeah, and like Verve had some slow ones, but a lot of the music was upbeat. Then it got to be where bands played the slow music as
stuff.
So bands like Keen got big.
God, fucking hell.
And then then it went in that direction, and then it just kind of lost. Then like that mid-tempo ballad became the single, and then you have like Robbie Williams and Angels and all that kind of stuff, and it became like. And then it wasn't any more bad boy. I remember there was this thing called Laddism. Laddism is on the rise.
Yeah.
It was about how British youth are being, influenced by Liam Gallagher and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that ran its course, and then it became, You're Beautiful and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it was pretty music, but it wasn't like the voice of rebellion. It wasn't the voice of the youth. It was the voice of conformity and nice. And nice is okay. Like, I don't want everyone to be in squalor, but it doesn't create good art. And the art kind of lost.
That's interesting, yeah.
Sure. I mean, well, then, interestingly, it kind of switched to New York, right? It was all about the Strokes and, Radio 4 and Interpol and yeahs. And you were at the center then, right?
Exactly. And interestingly enough, the British press was the first to really pick up on the Strokes and Interpol.
We always are,
And they were big on Jack White and
White Stripes. Yeah.
They really made it important for people to understand that there's this American music scene. So it was England's gift to America was letting us know we had our own good music.
There you go.
And Interpol and the Strokes created a whole new chapter in New York that made music interesting.
Yeah, it's great.
Again,
I loved it.
And you guys had a few, like Kasabian was kind of there.
Sure. They had a bit of energy. Yeah.
There was a few bands.
Franz
but then you also had like
Ferdinand and all that stuff.
But then you had like Snow Patrol, which was like
they started out good though. Snow Patrol, their first album was brilliant.
No, it's all good.
That's not. It's terrible, but their first album is great.
Keen.
Yeah,
it just got a little bit. there's just not enough.
A little bit. It's awful.
And then you go into the 2010s, you go to Mumford & Sons, it becomes even more.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice music. There's no edge to it. And there's no one going to say Mumford & Sons is my band. And
No, exactly. You're not going to start dressing like Marcus Mumford. Oh, maybe people do. Maybe people do. I don't know.
I don't know where you don't see people walking around in Mumford & Sons t-shirts, do you really?
No, you don't.
Yeah. I mean, they sold a lot of music, but it's just not, look, 90s New York and 90s London are halcyon times. You cannot recreate that level. And I'm talking about like art, fashion, movies, music, everything about that time in New York and London was still gritty. People were still trying to figure out who they were through art. They were taking chances. They didn't want to be the mainstream. They weren't trying to get a corporate sponsor. They weren't trying to become an influencer. They were doing it because they needed to do it. And what was created in that time, to me, goes back to the 60s. So like 64 is like 94. 66 is like 96. 66, you get Revolver, you get Pet Sounds, you get Blood on the Tracks, you get these points. Dylan, the Beatles, and the Beach Boys, and all these bands are creating a blueprint for songwriters to make their own music in a studio with a producer under the leadership of a label and an A&R, and we're going to promote it to the population through radio stations. And for 30 years, that blueprint created the best music you could ever imagine. And it created a touring world. It created a culture. So from 96 to 2026, that's another 30-year gap. If you compare those 30 years, 66 to 96, and then 96 to 26, they're not even close.
No,
I'm not saying it's whatever. There's good stuff and bad stuff within everything.
Yeah, there's always going to be some good stuff.
We've just really, there's no protest. There's no, I don't know. It's just, we all look like we go to Banana Republic and we go to J. Crew. We all have nice haircuts and like, there's just no edge. And I don't think people even know the references to anything anymore, which is like another subject about like, I bet you guys growing up could name all the references, all the movies, all the lines from the movies. You could you were like an encyclopedia and your brain was trained to like keep that knowledge. And now no one has encyclopedic knowledge because you can Google everything or you could find the answer. And that's okay. That's this part of culture. But to me, because my brain is wired through the 70s and 80s, I think now not having that wiring has made it so that you don't really watch the previous generation's stuff because you have all this new stuff for you to watch. I think we were so bored as kids. We watched all the 60s shows as syndicated shows. So I know Gilligan's Island. I know the Flintstones. But people now don't know the stuff from the 90s because there's no reason to reference the 90s. So
it's true.
This project has brought up a lot of
the
podcast does. Yeah, we're the same.
So
these quick fire questions are slightly less quick than I anticipated. But
Sorry.
All right, so one word answers. Band from the 90s that you would most like to see reform that hasn't already reformed or isn't still going.
Band from the 90s?
Yeah. Again, it can be from your project list if you want.
Yeah. It's so funny being so based on.
Not a quick answer. Go on.
Yeah. I would say,
go on.
No. So selfishly, I'll say the band Perfume. I would love to see. I saw them back in the day. I think they're an interesting story. They had songs, and then they kind of didn't have much to go on. But I know Steve Lamacq loves them. He considers them one of the gems of the 90s. I'd love to see them play again and hear their music. That'd be cool.
That's good. How about this? A band from the 90s, again from your list, is good, that you loved, but you don't want them to reform because they were perfect back then.
That's a good one.
Is it?
Yeah. Man, you guys have good questions. That hasn't reformed.
But you don't want them to because it will break the perfection of what they were.
Don't want them to ruin the legacy.
Yeah. Legacy. Yeah. I'm trying to think who broke up in the 90s. I would say, there's, bands that broke up in the 90s actually did get back. Stone Roses got back together, but that was like,
they did.
Yeah.
That's quite successful, to be fair.
It was for the older crowd.
Yeah.
Man. I would say, yeah. See, the whole idea of I don't want them to ruin my perception of them is hard because it's like, I would say, Man, sorry about these long pauses.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Hard question.
So, I would say I would like to see. Are Long Pigs playing again?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I would say
telling them never to reform.
But they wouldn't ruin my perception of them. But it'd be interesting to see them play because when I saw them play, Richard Hawley was in the band. I'd like to see Long Pigs reform with Richard Hawley on
with
guitar.
Him. Yeah, right. That's all right. That's good. All right. All right, we've got one final question. Neil, do you want to do the honours? We ask it to every guest.
Question we asked all our guests. If you could have been in any band in the 90s, who would it have been and why?
That's a pretty easy one. I would have been in Oasis because that was just that to me was the band that had, it was just everything. The look, the sounds, sonically, they were reverential to all the bands I thought needed they needed to be reverential. And it wasn't a Beatles thing. They were like a status quo band. They were like, so many other guitar bands than the Beatles. Yeah. But the Beatles stuff they ripped off, I loved, in the look and just the attitude. Yeah. We want to be we just want to be the greatest band in the world. Not because that is what they needed to be, but just that attitude. To me, American bands that were really big were kind of like, we want to be famous, but we don't want to be famous. Pearl Jam and
Nirvana.
They were kind of like, we want the money, we want to be famous, we want to make records, but we also want to be like, difficult and kind
cool and underground.
Okay. But I thought when Oasis came around, it was like, we want it all. We want it all. We want the girls, the drugs. We want it all.
Yeah.
I'm not a drug person, but like that attitude to me was like, they dressed the coolest.
Yeah.
I mean, they had it.
How far do you go with Oasis? I'm out after Definitely Maybe. Neil's a big Be Here Now fan. How far do you go with Oasis music wise?
Yeah, musically, they are a definite, guilty pleasure. After you go past Be Here Now,
I don't think I've listened to much past Be Here Now. There's
definitely some good tracks. But they were like a stadium band at that point. But the first two records you can play, and they're.
See, I'll go first three.
I'm 1.5.
Yeah. But because part of it is just the tunes, part of it's the memories. You can. It triggers so many good things. But Oasis was the band that wanted to do it all. They had a hard time doing it because they didn't realize how big America was, and they didn't realize how hard.
They didn't really work, did it? But
they didn't realize that. Our country's 3,000 miles wide. Coming to New York is not America. Coming to LA is not America. And they learned the hard way that the middle part is a little bit, uninterested.
Tougher crowd.
Yeah. But they were it for me.
Yeah, so, that's good. That's cool.
That's a great answer.
But guitar bands that predate this. Like a band like Ride. Ride, to me, it doesn't really fall into this British pop, Britpop thing, but that band to me is, for me, that band, talk about guitars and drums, that's like the way the Stone Roses had guitars and drums and just had a feel. Those bands.
America seems to have got shoegaze like 30 years too late. It seems to be quite popular over there nowadays, right? Shoegaze.
Yeah, dream pop and shoegaze.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I wonder how much those bands realize they sound like Robin Guthrie. Like, I wonder if they probably do have Cocteau Twins, but like, I wonder how much that is, who knows? They probably know Slow Dive. Sure. They probably know. They probably know the the bands that you're supposed to know. Swerve Driver. Yeah. I mean, those bands. See, to me, Britpop was fun, but Brit rock, which may mean Def Leppard to somebody, or that may mean
I love Def Leppard.
That may mean that, but to me, British rock stuff like Swerve Driver, Ride,
right, yeah.
I mean, not that they're British. My Bloody Valentine. I mean, those records, those bands were making music that was like in another galaxy. We were lucky to be a part of it. That stuff to me is like, and again, that's like music you listen to that no one around you knew. You're listening to Loveless. People around you would be like, "What the fuck are you listening to?" And they're like, "Yeah, isn't this cool?" And they're like, "What is it?" It's like, "Yeah, it's good." And they're like, "No, it's horrible." Like, "No, it's good."
Oh, that's great.
So,
cool.
See, for me, it's like all the bands that led up to Britpop are how you kind of got to where you are. Once you're in Britpop, you're kind of like, okay, who are these bands referencing? Like, they become self-referential, like bands that looked like, Oasis. Northern Uproar got signed because they looked like Oasis. Or bands that looked like Pulp, or bands that looked like Blur, right? A lot of bands had that kind of Blur vibe, and Sleeper and all these bands that were like poppy. That was cool, but Britpop became too like, there wasn't enough width to Britpop.
I don't know though, right? Because like, we're going off on a tangent, but like, I thought in one of your reels you had like a quick extract with Orlando, right? And we'll have a bit of Romo on the podcast, but that was part of it as well, right? And that was like the antithesis to the lad rock, and that was all part of it, you know?
So for me, Roma was on the cover of Enemy or Melody Maker.
Melody Maker, yeah.
So to me, it was like, oh, this is the latest thing. Let me find out about it. And I went with a friend and we went to Camden and we showed up and we're like, wow, it's just like a DJ night with like 30 people who were all dressed up cool. And it was cool. But I was like, wow, they really made this out to be like a movement, but it's really just like a night of people. So to me, it was interesting to see how Roma was, Simon Price and some guys doing it and writing about it, and then bands could get signed from it, like Plastic Fantastic and Orlando, and all these bands that got signed from it. So for me, it was interesting. But meeting up, finding out, talking with Tim Chipping from Orlando, and saying, "Hey, I'd like to talk to you," and showing him some footage. And he's like, the band that got us into that scene was Lick. And I interviewed Lick.
Talked about them recently on the podcast,
And Lick, to me, is not a Romo band.
No.
But now it's like, now I'm kind of connecting how bands were influenced. And talking with Tim, he's like, I still keep in touch with the guys from the guy from My Life Story. And I'm still friends with Debbie Smith, who was in Echo Belly. And I was like, I interviewed Debbie when she was in Echo Belly. So this project's interesting how scenes were kind of connected and artists were connected. And I don't know what that's like now, but it was, 96. That was it.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. We're all there. It's good.
So Romo is very much not lad rock, very much not guitar rock.
But it's a big part. It's a part of the story, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was interesting. And Simon Price to me was like, oh, he's like a proper writer. I didn't know what his like interests were. Like now I know afterwards that he's very much into like, the goth scene and, or like new romantic and, whatever, it makes sense, but it was just being exposed to it, so.
Sure.
That's what was cool about music back then. There were so many different things like dance music and house music and guitar music and so many different genres were really jungle. Like I can go on and on and on about and all the music was selling, all the music was being played. It was really cool. It was a really good time.
It was indeed. All right, we've kept you a long time, so I'm going to stop the recording. But thank you so much for that. That was great.
Yeah, man.
There we go. Douglas Vicenzi. Nice guy, wasn't he? Dave, enjoy that one?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the picture he painted of his life in New York. I think New York's cool. I've never been. I really want to go.
No, I'd like to go to New York.
Too. It's number one on my list, New York.
I thought you'd been. You've been to America, haven't you? Just not
been to America. Never been to New York though.
Oh, we should all go. We should do like a works trip.
All right, go on then. Splash the cash.
Yeah.
Oh no, we'd all have to pay.
Get a few more of those T-shirts sold.
Yeah, few more. New York does. We speak to we've spoken to a few people in New York.
Loaf Deli All Stars.
That's it. Yeah,
living in New York. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it does sound like a cool place to visit.
Oh man, the interview though, you kept putting him on the spot.
I know. I felt so guilty.
It was so quick.
It was like if you'd asked me that, I just felt so like empathy because that's exactly
I apologize. I apologize, Douglas. I'm sorry. I did put him on the spot a couple of times. I felt bad about it.
I mean, one of them I didn't even understand. What was a band who was underrated but then became really overrated once they reformed later?
Convoluted question.
You're right. It's completely my fault. Sorry.
But apart from that, it was brilliant.
All right.
Yeah. All right. A really interesting guy. I liked his whole story. Big Smiths fan as well, wasn't he? A lot of people are, right? A lot of people are.
We've seen
I love Smiths. Love them.
Prime Minister playing the Smiths in Ukraine,
right,
isn't he?
In the Ukraine.
This week?
They are Marmite, aren't they? Or is Morrissey Marmite? Not sure.
Morrissey's more Marmite.
Morrissey's a cunt. That's fact, isn't it? But they got some decent tunes, man. Johnny Marr's a cool guy,
I mean, they certainly wrote some tunes, didn't they?
But yeah, they're timeless as well.
They are very. Is it revered?
You reckon? Are they?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Doesn't sound like 80s music, does it?
But does a bit. His voice does.
Yeah.
The guitar doesn't. I think the guitar's
a
brilliant.
Unique vocal, though, isn't he, old Morrissey?
In a good way, though.
Sounds like him.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Bush up his arse he used to have, didn't he, as well?
Not up it. He's just hanging out.
With a flower in his pocket.
Yeah. Rather than a push up the arse.
Sure. I think it varied. Sometimes he had loads of shrubbery hanging out of there.
He might have done. But I like that, you've seen like their first Top of the Pop performance, and he's very kind of effeminate, and it's great. He's a cock,
vegetarian.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah, see, he did a better job of it than you, didn't he?
You try living in Japan as a vegetarian. It ain't
I
easy.
Wouldn't even try. I wouldn't even try.
If I ever went back to the UK, I'll be vegetarian again, I reckon. It's just so much. I would. I'm not a big meat eater anyway. I don't like it.
Yeah, but Morrissey, he's very good at not being a meat eater.
He's very, very, very much not so. Which is it's good,
Yeah, it probably is, isn't it? I love the whole concept of what he's doing, having these old videos and then having the people in the videos to look back on videos of themselves in hindsight. Talking about their aspirations then and what they've actually done with their lives. It's a really interesting concept, I think.
Yeah, because some went far beyond what they thought they would ever achieve, and then some probably much less so than they hoped they were going to achieve, right?
Yeah, but those stories in a way be more interesting than the ones that didn't. Do you know what I mean? Because you find out what they've been doing for the last 30 years.
That's kind of what we do on this podcast, isn't it? But yeah,
but we ain't got the footage of them when they were younger. That's the difference.
No, it's true.
And like he said, no one really did, apart from, because when I do like trying to find thumbnails and pictures for the pod art and stuff, it's just not a lot of stuff from back then that exists. No. Not even like pictures, but especially not video. There's quite a lot of MTV interviews, but that's it, really.
Cameras weren't invented until 1999, were they?
No. That's when you got those where you put the thing over your head and stuff, right? And,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I was going to, but then I sort of thought I'd be weird watching yourself back when you were young and stuff. But it's normal now, isn't it? For kids these days, they'll have loads of footage of when they were young and stuff. But for us, there's none.
It's a good thing or a bad thing? No,
there's none, is there?
There's no video footage of us, I don't think.
No.
There's photos, but there's no video footage.
No.
How would there be? No, definitely not.
No, the only way it would have been if we'd have been on news or something, but we weren't.
Or royal. There's footage of the royals, wasn't it? When they were little.
We're not royals, I don't think.
Dave's looking a bit royal today with his open neck shirt and hair pushed back.
Well, he is kind of, isn't he? He's in that. He lives in that sort of
elite bubble. Yeah,
yeah.
He does a bit.
Well, there are some posh people that come out of the woodwork for the produce.
Do they wear cravats? Do they wear cravats in Berwick?
Some of them.
Do they wear top hats?
Have you got a cravat?
No. What is it?
I reckon you could get away with it.
Is it a soft scarf?
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Like a neckerchief.
Yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't see Neil in one.
No. I reckon you could do one.
Yeah, you're the cravat.
I could do like a Dexy's neckerchief, like a gypsy one. I could do that. I reckon I could get away with that.
Oh yeah, because you are part gypsy, aren't you?
I am indeed. Yeah.
If you did that, you'd have to wear eyeliner at the same time.
Oh, happy to. Can I wear dungarees with nothing on underneath?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm part gypsy.
I think you'd look good.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What
Mind
part?
you, I think there's this gypsy guy who was a boxer. I think it was called Gypsy Jim Duggan. I think he had loads of kids, so everyone's related to him.
Not the WWF wrestler Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Well, he's probably a descendant as well.
Yeah. How many kids did he have?
Let's see if he's on Google.
Hang on, are you one of his kids, this Jim Duggan?
No, it'd be some descendant.
Aren't we all descended from that Mongolian guy?
I'm not.
Oh, what's his name?
What is his name? It's gone blank.
Who are you talking about? Genghis Khan?
Khan, yeah. It's something like, like 50% of like the world's population is descended from Genghis Khan or something like that, isn't it, right? It's not.
Why?
I don't know. It's something like that.
Why did it start with Genghis Khan?
Yeah, just had a lot of kids, didn't he?
Right. Not that many.
I think my dad, when he was telling me about this, was probably just spinning me a yarn. There's nothing on Google about this person.
Where were we?
Back to the interview. The idea of being Anglophile, right? Is there an opposite equivalent?
I'm an Anglophile.
Well, is there an opposite equivalent, like people that love like America? Well, that'd be someone that hates it, but like someone that loves America.
So someone who lives in England but listens to. Well, you get a lot of people sort of. It's not the same thing, but a lot of people are into country.
You can be a Japanophile, right?
Can you?
Or a weeb, as they say. Anglophile. Can you be a Americaphile?
Well, there must be like English people who prefer American culture than
right, but there's no word for it, right?
Yeah, line dancers.
Disney adults.
What?
Disney adults.
Disney adults.
They like America, don't they?
Yeah, but these are just niche market. I think someone who likes the whole of America and not just a certain thing.
Right.
That's the difference. Although, I don't know. That's not what he is either, is it?
No, he's just into UK music, which is cool, right? I mean, that's a great thing.
I guess we were when grunge came out. We would have been the equivalent.
Yeah, but so when everyone else, it wasn't like unknown, was it? Everyone was.
Now, some people were more into the English scene at the time, and we were more.
That's true. But they were huge. It wasn't like an underground thing. It wasn't like.
No.
He was saying like people didn't know these bands in America, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. That is definitely an interesting angle on it, isn't it? And for him, it was brilliant because all these bands just wanted to hang out with him because he was like their American contact sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I thought his take on music after the 90s was good, and you were agreeing with him about, the bands that came along, like Keane and... I like Keane.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah. Yeah, go on. Let him speak.
Pretty music, he was saying, but tame.
I like Keane
too. A lot
too.
of music. He even mentioned James Blunt, didn't he?
He's a nice guy. I think he's a nice guy.
Except for the sex trafficking.
Well, we're not talking about it. We just cut that bit out and you put it back in.
Sorry.
He's funny though, isn't he, James Blunt? He takes the piss out of himself. He's famous for it.
I liked his image of Rick Witter smoking a cigarette down to the end.
Talking about Keane, weren't we?
Oh, fuck off. Do we have to? Go on, Dave. Finish your point about those rubbish bands. Go on.
Yeah. I mean, the music did get a bit bland, didn't it? And not much attitude, and people not dressing in the t-shirts, and
all culminated in the
not
Man Who.
Not being part of their identity anymore. Stuff we've talked about endlessly, I think. But
the Man Who was the turning point, I think, Travis.
So what's the cut-off point for those kind of things? In 97? So, Dave, do you think... So what's the cut-off point then? If we're saying the death of youth subcultures? 96, 97?
Later.
8?
Probably the point was probably when the Man Who by Travis came out.
Oh, that is a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Fuck you.
Come on, Dave. The Man Who killed youth subcultures. I think it probably did. Yeah, that's what Dave thinks, and I agree with Dave.
What's your favourite song of Man Who? The Man Who, if you had to pick one?
Probably the Man Who.
Probably, going back to James Blunt, probably one about fucking underage girls.
We're not talking about it.
You've got a song called You 16 Girls.
Have they?
Fucked.
That's not on that album.
I think it is.
You sure it's referring to the age of them and not just that there are 16 of them?
Either way, it's a bit deviant.
Either way, it's dodgy. That is Bluntian in the extreme.
If it's 16 of them, it's more Benny Hillian.
I guess so.
We're talking about that. I walked in from yoga yesterday. And what do you think my dad had on the telly?
Benny Hill.
Country File.
Hello.
How was he
put the VHS
it?
on?
Yeah.
He had hello on. What are you doing? He said it's classic comedy.
He's right.
Hey, it was quite funny. The policeman.
Of course it was. Yeah.
I was pissing by the window and all that stuff.
Yeah. That's great.
It was good, actually.
They really milked that joke, didn't they?
Yeah.
He's good, though.
It's a good one, though.
Yeah, it's good. I mind a bit about hello. Got his head done in the storm, didn't he? A great storm of 87. Tree fell in his car.
Really?
Gordon Kay.
Oh, really?
I survived this great storm of 87. Anyway, how did we get onto hello?
Your dad was watching
Benny Hill. The Man Who.
Travis. The death of youth subculture.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Back to the interview. I really like the image of Rick Witter smoking his fag down to the end.
Yeah.
Used to do that, didn't we? Had no choice.
I don't think I did. It's horrible.
I didn't like doing that, but what I did
got hot, didn't it? Towards the end.
Yeah, but you don't put it out halfway through, do you?
No. Occasionally I would actually get the bits out of not quite finished cigarettes to roll another one.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That's pretty disgusting, isn't it?
It's pretty rank.
Dog roll. What are they called? Dog rolly. Is that what they used to call it?
You used to collect them other people's, didn't you?
Yeah.
Collect other people's and make one out of it.
Had to be done.
Yeah, it used to get really hot.
Yeah.
Got to the end.
But sometimes you see on like TV or whatever, people just like light a cigarette, take a couple of puffs and put it out. And you're like,
it's horrible, isn't it?
Mental.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Can't be doing shit like that, especially these days. See how much they are.
How much are they?
People wouldn't do it. 20 quid for 20 or something. It's something ridiculous.
Sold, a lot of shops sold singles in Sri Lanka.
I know a man who sells singles over there.
Is it open? Oh, okay.
No, it's not open yet.
That's a Smash reference, by the way, listeners.
Yeah, and did they ever just sell them here? Well, obviously they did, otherwise they wouldn't have sung about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Smoking. Don't do it. Bad for you, isn't it?
Don't do it, kids.
Looks cool, though. Looks cool when Bruce Willis used to do on Die Hard and that.
I'll tell you what, something else. Isn't it weird when you hear an American say Alan Partridge? Alan Partridge. Oh, I can't do it.
Do it again.
Go on, try again.
It just sounds, it's just wrong, though, isn't it?
Yeah, go on.
I
can't picture it. You do it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Alan Partridge? No, that's Australian.
Oh, mate.
I'm terrible at accents.
You're really
I've
good.
I've basically got no talents.
Yes, you have. You're going to have the hottest sauna in town soon.
I'll tell you what I did do.
Second biggest head.
You'll have to see it when you come round there. I've built a new step. Probably the best thing I've ever done.
Tell us about it.
Like, I had to mix all kinds of different concretes.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, special kind for the base, then a special kind for the mortar for the brick.
Oh, how'd you get it level, though? How'd you get it level?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Do you dab it with a stick? Dab it with a thing?
I didn't. I messed it up, and I had to get an angle grinder out and grind off the top level of half the bricks because it was so wrong.
Done a great job.
Where does it lead to?
Just up to the patio.
Is that a euphemism?
Sorry about that. It's one of those things that I'm quite happy about, but would be completely uninteresting to anyone else.
No. People love this. Yeah, that's good, man.
No, don't downplay it. People enjoy that.
It's a real step forward.
He said something that was very relatable. He's saying doing something that is detrimental to your income. You're not making the most money.
Detrimental
to your income. You're not making the most money, but you are doing what you want to do. Stupid and Contagious podcast, isn't it?
Loses money, costs us money.
I don't even want to do this.
Tough shit, man. You got no choice.
Yeah.
It's neither for me, no money, and it's not what I want to be doing.
No, it's bad luck.
Such a loser.
Yeah.
I bet you regret saying yes in the first place.
I don't think he did. We just didn't think. We asked him. We just told him.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss out, did I? I thought, I want to be part of it.
So you're in it now.
I didn't realise it would run for 159 episodes. I thought we'd just have a laugh for about 3 or 4 weeks and that would be that.
Sorry, mate. You're in now.
So yeah, that's what he said. And I thought, that's pretty much what we do. So there you go.
Yeah. It's a good way to live your life, man.
Now, aren't they? Passion projects.
Anyway, that's a good way. It's not even just for a project. It's a good way to live your life, you know?
You do need money. You need other streams of income, though, to be able to do what you enjoy, I think. He said that as well. You can't just...
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's the worst thing about money.
Go on.
You never know how much you need. So everyone's always...
Well, you never know how long you've got either, do you?
No.
That's the thing. You don't know. It could be tomorrow.
And the more you have, the more you need. You know, it's a bonfire of vanities argument, right? It's the richer you are, the more money you need to sustain the lifestyle to be to be a rich person, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I don't know what the answer is because,
full communism.
You commie bastard.
What if every single person in the world was paid the same? What would happen?
I told you to stop living in your utopian world. It's never going to exist. You're always going to get people that want more.
Yeah,
well, no. I mean, after a couple of generations, they won't.
Well,
if you have a society like that, the criminals and the right-wingers and the arseholes, they're still there, aren't they? They're just ruining it. They're ruining it for everyone else. So that's what happens.
Musk said we won't need any money in 10 years anyway. He said it won't be a thing.
He's wrong. He's a fucking idiot. The guy's a moron.
He's got a rocket.
He didn't build it, did he? He just told some clever people to build it. A fucking idiot.
He's a weird. Nonsense. He's a strange one. He is. Did you see that interview with him? He's convinced that, we're being overrun by Muslims and stuff. It's just complete falsehood.
Well, he's the one.
And then the interview asked him, have you actually been to Britain? And he hasn't been here for years.
He can't get in because of the Muslims.
He's not convinced of anything. It makes him money.
Does it?
Yeah, of course it does. That kind of shit.
I think he really believes that shit.
No, it doesn't. He just wants to make more money because he's not satisfied with having 800 billion. So he just wants more. So he pushes hatred in order to make himself even more money.
He's got outgoings like everyone else.
He's got like 17 kids.
That's disgusting, isn't it? Having 17 kids.
But as I told you, they're all.
Like
He just made, he's like Genghis Khan, just mailed them the sperm because of his micro penis. I told you.
Really?
100%.
Have you seen it up close?
It's too small. No one has.
So, Dave, Dave, the reason we're still doing this podcast, because he also said, do what you're passionate about and doors will open. So we're waiting for the doors, aren't we? Open.
They're not going to come on.
They did have a bit of a resurgence in the 90s, didn't they? With the film. They could probably justify them
try and get on. What's his name?
Ray Manzarek. Is he still alive?
I think so. Get him on. If you're listening, Ray, come on. But yeah, I do think he's right in that respect, though. I think they do. We've had some opportunities since the podcast has
have
to gigs. Well, you've been as well. You've been to bloody show.
All right.
Yeah.
Been to a few gigs. And we speak to our heroes. Well, Dave doesn't, but we do.
Yeah.
And
that's enough for me, man. That's all I need.
But I think you just got to have the staying power for things like that as well. It just doesn't happen overnight.
Neil's got. He'll never give up on something once he's started.
It's so annoying, isn't it?
Ed told us not to stop, so I'm listening to Ed. Until he says stop, we've got to keep going.
All right.
And you like Ed as well, Dave, so you respect what he says.
Ed's smashed, by the way, listeners.
So, it's up to him.
Our fate is in his hands.
And he's still making music, so he's got the staying power. So,
It's true.
So it'll be a while yet. No, but I enjoyed that one.
Oh, good.
Like Dave says, Luke's quickfire round didn't quite pan out as he probably planned it, but
Sorry, Douglas, my fault. Yeah, and I should say thanks to him for getting up at 6 a.m. for us.
6 o'clock, 6 in the morning.
He must have got up before that because he had a shirt on and stuff. Sorry, mate. I apologise.
He was barely awake, and you were giving him a quick fire round.
All right. I'm sorry.
I really enjoyed it. Thanks for coming on. But that's it for this one. If you are watching, give it a thumbs up. Get involved in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. And if you're listening, rate, review, share it with your friends. Do all that stuff. You can buy our merch, our Shopify store, T-shirts, mugs. And you can sponsor the podcast at Stupid and Contagious Podcast at gmail.com.
If you're new to the podcast, welcome aboard. If you are an American into British UK pop music, here is a podcast for you. Got 150 odd episodes of your favourite, mostly UK, a few American. 90s bands. I also make a Spotify mixtape for every episode, so a load of the stuff that Douglas mentioned on there should be a good one. I put together. I wonder if Joe Castor are on Spotify. I love that Go track, Joe Castor.
It's good.
It just says a throwaway reference. Me too. I had the CD single of that.
Joe Castor Go. Yeah.
It's got I wonder if it's on Spotify. I hope so. Okay. So stuff like that I'll put on and put a mixtape together. So have a listen to that.
Yeah, join us next week for episode 160. 160. The Stupid and Contagious Podcast. Dave?
See you in a minute.